Have a go in your own time. This is partly a follow-up to the last question from lesson 9. So yeah, there's some similarities there. Okay, obviously I'm assuming you've already had a go. I'm going to times by 2 first. Just as a very quick thought, maybe you tried minusing 7 first. We're going to look at that later. That's wrong. Okay, so it's times by 2 first, which means you have 3x minus 7 divided by 2 times 2 equals 5 times 2. Obviously they cancel. Remember when you times, you just times everything you can see. And in this case, you've got a fraction here, which is one thing. A fraction is one thing. And then you've got 5, so that's what happened there. Right, which means you've got 3x minus 7 equals 10. What should we do next? I think let's add 7. That gives us 3x. We'll do it once to each side because it's plus or minus. They cancel, so we get 3x equals 17. Going to divide by 3, which we do once to each side, which we do once to each thing, which in this case is once to each side because there is only one thing on each side. Oh look, they cancel, which means you end up with x equals 17 over 3. That is the final answer. That is basically the correct way to do it. There's going to be some subtle variations in other ways you can do it, but basically that's it. Now let's look at in red over here. This is wrong. You cannot do it like this. Why? Let's just try and let's see what happens. So you have 3x minus 7 divided by 2. When you minus, you do it once from each side. That's like a bit of a mess now. Hang on, let me just try and use my eraser. There we go. Right, come on. Equals 5 minus 7. Here's the problem. You got minus 7. Oh, by the way, I'm going mad. You might have done plus 7. Sorry. You might have done plus 7. It's still wrong. Plus 7 is still wrong. So here's the thing, right? You can't cancel that plus 7 with the minus 7 because the minus 7 is in a fraction. You might be saying, but why not? Remember, maths is not a set of random rules, it's a set of rules that work. So for me to prove it's wrong, I have to show you the rule doesn't work. So let's do this. Let's say 4 plus 4 divided by 8 minus 4. What is that actually equal to? Well, that's equal to 8 over 8 minus 4, which is 1 minus 4, which is minus 3. Happy with that? What if I said, oh, I'm just going to cancel these two? Well, then that's equal to 4 over 8, which is a half. I have changed it. That is not true. Therefore, you're not allowed to do that. Boom. That's the reason. That was a bit complicated. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're still finding this awkward, you just need to get more practice. There's going to be more practice in the later lessons. I guess you're going to be actively learning maths in other places, so you're going to be getting other practice. And I would say the core thing is just remember, put something in a circle. If it's times or divide, you do it once to each thing. If it's plus or minus, you do it once to each side. And just be careful that the things you do are actually allowed. For example, if something is in a fraction, then it's kind of trapped inside the fraction. There you go. There's some thoughts.